Hey everybody, JR Morales here, broadcasting live from Panama City, Panama. Welcome to this live session, this live video that I'm streaming for you right now. And I had something very cool to talk to you about. And it's about a hidden opportunity to grow in 2020. Now, as you know, there's been a lot of shifts that have happened recently because of the coronavirus stuff and how it's being handled by all the governments around the world. Personally, that full now, and it's just the way things are, and it's really about staying in and just being safe with this. But what has really happened in many other ways, and I want to take it to a different note here, is what happens for people who are marketing to an audience, and what really most people. Let's think about this for a minute, right? But before we get started, I almost forgot. You almost get me every time I'm thinking about something, I almost forget about this. I want to invite you to head on over to moralesclass.com. That's MORALES class.com. Moralesclass.com. Let me put my nifty little cool banner. Ah, there it is. That looks so cool. Because when you're in moralesclass.com, I'm going to go into a deeper dive into a lot of stuff that has to do with getting more clients, and especially with stuff that's working right now, even as we're going through these hard times, so you can get a jump start on your competition and really get that going. And that's kind of what I'm going to cover in this video a little bit more in depth, right? So here's the opportunity. Two things have happened as of recently, right? The first thing that has happened is a lot of people, because of the way that they do their business, have stopped operating in their markets, right? So because they've stopped operating, that means that they have stopped advertising, right? If they stop advertising, there's money to go around inside of Facebook, right? Because Facebook has an auction thing, right? The idea of Facebook is that the person that bids the most for a particular impression is the one that wins it. And this is spread over Facebook and Google and all the networks, right? So the more competition there is, the higher the prices go. And that's why these companies have been so profitable. Wildly profitable over the past few years. But the truth is, when you look at what's happening right now, what happens is there's a lot less bidders for those same impressions, right? Which means that the max number that will go up to is nowhere near where it used to be before this situation happened. Now, let's look at another thing that's happening, right? Because people are spending more time at home and more time on the internet, right? Media consumption, digital media consumption, social media consumption has gone up exponentially, right, over the past few days, especially, right, when you consider that people more and more are turning to the internet to get their news and to get all their information and to watch stuff on Netflix and YouTube and everything else that goes around, right? So that means there's a lot more eyeballs happening. Now, what do you get when you have way more impressions available and way less people trying to buy those impressions? You get the best prices you have ever seen, right? I even saw recently a very well-known marketer post something saying, hey, I'm looking for things to put money into right now that have to do with traffic. So basically, it's like I'm looking for any kind of property out there that's just waiting for traffic, for someone to put money behind it when it comes to traffic. And I'll do it because traffic is so cheap right now and you can get results when you couldn't before. But this is why this is so important, right? Before, to get your ultimate person, the best possible prospect for your business, right? Which again is something that I cover in depth in moralesclass.com. That's MORALES class.com, right? I'm going to cover that in detail, how to get that best prospect. But let's say that we're only focusing on people that have certain amounts of money, because we're, let's say we have a high-end product or service and we just want to sell it to a particular segment of the audience. Well, before, right, you could target certain areas geographically, like where that there's affluent people living there and so on. So that would be a very easy way for people to target, kind of like people with money. However, what would happen is, because of all the competition that you would have for those same eyeballs, those would usually be the most expensive audiences to even get to. In many cases, it would make it so that your business couldn't really reach those people easily or affordably. But guess what? That's the opportunity we see right now. You see, the opportunity that we have in front of us is that people that before you couldn't really reach because it was something that you could not afford, now you can actually get to them, right? Now they're at home, they're consuming media, they're consuming stuff, and you can get those eyeballs to pay attention to what you have to say. Plus, you combine that with the idea of like, listen, right now, probably not the greatest moment to do transactions, but it's a great moment to generate goodwill with them. It's a great way to attract them to your business so that when they're ready, right, and they could be ready within the next couple of months, they'll be ready to do business with you, and they'll only think of you as the only choice. And if you want to learn more about how I do this and the system that I personally use, the system that my clients use, and that we've had so much success with, head on over to moralesclass.com. I'm going to go on a deeper dive on all this stuff using what I call the ATM system, which is attract, teach, and monetize. And these are the 3 core steps that you need to do in order to actually execute a very powerful business that can really run for you, create goodwill with your marketplace, sell effortlessly, and sell to people that you actually like, so that you really feel that what you're doing with your time is actually worth it. Till next time, this is JR Morales signing out. I'll see you on the next one.